Hey, if you're a solar installer in the UK, currently or considering any kind of paid advertising, be that Facebook, Google, TikTok, Instagram, to generate more installations for your solar installation company, then this video is for you, because in this video, I'm going to show you how you can correctly assess whether or not your current paid traffic is working for you, or whether the one you're thinking about will work for you, and ultimately help you scale your business and not make mistakes in the marketing side of things. Who am I? I'm Michael Brown. I'm the director of Solar Scale UK. We've personally worked with over 25 UK solar installers to add at least £250,000 in annual turnover to their business, and seen the insides of over 300 solar installation companies in the UK over the past 3 years. So this video is going to be quick, and it's going to provide you with the tools you need in order to determine whether or not your current advertising is working for you. So to answer the question of whether or not your current paid traffic is working for you, you need to use a metric called cost per acquisition. Now, cost per acquisition simply refers to, it sounds fancy, but it simply refers to how much does it cost me to generate one customer. Now, most of you are focused on cost per lead, how much it costs you to acquire a potential customer. Now, there's many issues with assessing the quality of your lead provider by the cost per lead. The main one is a monkey can generate a very cheap lead on something like Facebook. Cheap leads do not mean they are good leads, and often they are the opposite of that, right? Typically, Google PPC offers higher quality leads, but the price is going to be much higher. This is a good illustration of the difference, right? To calculate your cost per acquisition, you need to find out what's my cost per lead. Let's say it's £20. You then need to decide or look at your numbers and really get granular on these things. Open up your CRM and track the conversion rates from each step of the funnel and figure out of how many leads come in, what percentage of them ultimately convert into a sale. So an example might be this: 10 leads come through, 3 leads you never get hold of. That leaves 7 left. Of those 7, only 4 of them are actually appropriate for solar panels. The other ones are either looking for grants, they don't own their own home, they already have a solar panel system, and they were just looking for some freebie. Okay, so now we have 4 left. And of those 4, you hop on a consultation, video consultation, or a sales process with them, and you close 1 of them. That's an appointment conversion rate of 25%. But it's a top of funnel conversion rate of 10%. So your cost per acquisition with a cost per lead of £20 is £200. Now, as promised you at the start of this video, I was going to give you a metric, a sort of lens through which to determine, is my lead process, is my marketing process working? Is it as good as it could be? If your cost per acquisition is anywhere in the range of £0 to £400, you can have a very profitable solar panel business. If you're up at the £400 mark, then what that does mean is, whilst right now you're okay, typically when you increase ad spend, you're going to see those cost per acquisitions go up just through the nature and the novelty of advertising on places like Google and Facebook. And ultimately, when you start crossing that £500 mark, the cost to acquire a customer, things get trickier, right? Your margins start to get a bit tighter, business is a bit harder to scale, right? £400 is quite expensive to acquire a customer, but it's profitable. So if you're anywhere below that point and you're thinking it's too expensive, and you're anywhere below 1 mil in turnover right now, so less than 12 installs a week, then that's not your problem. Your cost per lead is not your problem. There's something else going on. If you're above that number, then there's your issue. If your cost to acquire customers is more than £400 and you're sub 1 mil a year, then that's a problem. Your lead source is either the problem, or your method of converting those leads from the lead source is the problem. Now, many of you out here the most common thing I hear, or we hear and the team hears when they come to either me or them, is we need more leads. What's your constraint? We need more leads. And for some of you out there, that is true. You do need more leads. But a lot of you out there think you need more leads, and what you actually need is, well, yeah, more leads, but you wouldn't know what to do with good leads if you had them. And you're facing a problem, 2 problems at the same time, and you don't quite realize it, because the first one is the one that's more obvious, which is these leads are shit. But you're working the leads in the wrong way. Working a referral or a PPC lead or something from a friend and family, they are very, very different. Working a referral lead or a repeat business or even a Google PPC lead or inbound traffic from your website, they're very, very different leads to work than inbound leads from cold traffic like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. The conversion rates on referrals, repeat businesses, and organic traffic can be upwards of 85%. But the conversion rate on cold traffic is really important how you work it. It's really important to know how to work those leads to close them and to make money from them, because they can completely explode your business with how repeatable the lead flow is and predictable the lead flow is and scalable the lead flow is. But if you don't know how to turn those leads into business, and it is different for a lead source like that, it's very different. If you don't know how to turn the leads into sales, ultimately it doesn't matter if you have good leads. So yes, whilst the most common thing that we hear is I need more leads and better leads, that's probably true. Also, you don't realize it yet, but you don't even know how to work cold traffic leads. So it's worth doing some research on that. I am going to release a video on Sunday which goes through how you work leads from cold traffic sources. And we do have some free documents that you can download, which if you send me a message on WhatsApp, I'll fire over to you. But the main purpose of this video is to let you know, look, if your cost per acquisition is below £400, your lead source is the problem, or your lead source is fine and you're not closing them properly. It's probably the first one, because finding really good leads in the UK for solar, not other industries, just solar, is really hard, and it has been for around 2-3 years. So it's probably the first one, but really take a look, because even if you have shit leads, if you start working them better, you are going to see an improvement. So either of those two levers can really help you. So that was a quick one today. I hope you appreciate that. I hope it's helpful for at least some of you. Like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions, and I'll get back to you with a really in-depth answer. The purpose of this channel is to really provide value to you guys. The WhatsApp will be somewhere in the description, so feel free to fire over a question to the WhatsApp, and I'll see you in the next video.